Welcome. I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way. Your guardian will not slumber. See, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Adonai is your guardian, your protection at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. Adonai will guard you from all harm. God will guard your life, will guard your going and your coming, now and forever. It is customary for Jews to place a stone by the graveside of one they respect and love. Some say that this is just a marker to commemorate the visit. Some say that it is to weigh down the spirits of grief that haunt us, anchoring our pain, so that we do not dismiss our destiny and walk the path of the mourner forever. I like to believe that the stone has more to do with foundation, the first brick laid in building a future that at one time seemed inconceivable. A future where Naomi is not at the table, at our side, a phone call away, a world without her radiance. That future once seemed inconceivable, but here we are, and these stones say, today we begin to build a new future, a future where our spirits are clothed in her love, our hearts are branded with her goodness, a future in which Naomi is woven into us, wrapped around us, lighting our way, where we know that every joy we encounter is celebrated from on high as well. God, you give us loved ones and make them the strength of our life, the light of our eyes. They depart and leave us bereft, overwhelmed with sorrow and loneliness, but you are the living fountain from which our healing flows. To you we look for comfort and consolation. Help us, O God, to see life as through windows that open on eternity. Let us understand that love abides, that our years are more than grass that withers, more than flowers that fade. The accomplishments of our loved ones become our inheritance. Their ideals our challenge and inspiration. They live in our hearts as a sacred blessing. Psalm 23. Adonai roi lo exar, bino dashayar diseni. Amen kol v'nahali, nafshi yishover, nafshi yishover. Yanachini b'machat tzedek l'man shemo, gam ki elech b'gei tzalmon v'lo yirara, ki atayim adir, ki atayim adir, shiftecha u'mishantecha, mayanechamuni, tarach lefanai shulchanei v'tzorai, dishanta b'shem roshi, kosir vayah, kosir vayah, kosir vayah. Adonai is my shepherd, I shall not want. God makes me lie down in green pastures, leads me beside still waters, and restores my soul. You lead me in right paths for the sake of your name. Even when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You have set a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of God forever. Would you like to say a few words, David?
Not a lot, but just my mother had an impact that was profound on each of our lives in different ways. I think she inspired us to be better. She inspired us to be generous. And she inspired us to be loving. She embodied Judaism in the way that she cared for her community and her family, her friends, her cats. She treasured life and family, but family and community were the bedrock of her life. And you as friends and family were that community, and you kept her alive. She lived for us. She lived for others. And the only reason why she lived as long as she did was because she felt like there was still something left for her to give to us, which is amazing. She had incredible struggles that she shared with almost nobody. And even through all of that, mental and physical, she rose above it and continued to give and continued to love.
Yes.
It's shocking to me that this is now the final chapter of this existence, and I thank you for all coming and joining and being here, because she would have wanted you to all be here now.
O God, in whose hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh, standing at the grave of Naomi Stambler, who's been taken from her family circle, we thank you for all that was true and good in her life, for all that was sweet and inspiring in her character. We consecrate this hour to the memory of the departed, and we bring a message of consolation to the mourners. May your love comfort and sustain us, that walking in the valley of the shadow of death we may see your light. As we dedicate this memorial, help us, O God, to honor her by our actions and our aspirations. May her memory lead us to love you with all of our hearts. Then indeed will that memory be a blessing. In the name of the family of Naomi Stambler, and in the presence of relatives and friends, we consecrate this memorial as a sign of love and respect.
Making it easy, are they? Thank God for Amazon training, huh?
Oh, David, it's beautiful, like mother and dad.
Did you want to say anything about how you chose what you wrote?
Sure. Well, she's beside her parents, and the idea was, what happens when people come together? They fuse and create a new life. And so I took the designs of the two stones and I brought them together so that the outside edges are paralleled. And we took elements of each of the stones and gathered it around. I chose the fonts, I played with the spacing, We went through 5 iterations before we got to this final design, and I still have to inspect it, but it looks good.
It looks wonderful. Beautiful.
Beautifully
Like your
done.
mother would have liked. The flowers and the gracefulness
Yes.
of everything.
The fluidity.
Naomi.
Well, she loved Art Deco and Art Nouveau, and that's what I thought. It's like Art Nouveau with vines and organic, and you know, it's alive, which is nice.
Good choice.
And she was ornate. The first design had like 2 berries and 2 leaves. It's like, she's more ornate than this. She needs more design.
As a
Not
former
always. I'm a graphic designer. That's not necessarily true.
as a former teacher in another life, I give you an A+. That is outstanding work.
It's very suitable for Naomi. Excellent choice. The
And
memorial.
I
color.
actually told her the words that were going to be on the stone.
Can we hear?
They're right there. She had infinite love for many
Oh,
and was
that's-
beloved by all.
Yes.
So I actually got those words approved by her in the last 6 months or so of her life.
That's what the Hebrew says.
No, that's my English. That's mine. That has nothing to do with the Hebrew. The Hebrew.
What is the
So
Hebrew?
the
Her name in
Hebrew
Hebrew?
is her name.
Yes.
And then this is may she be bound up in the bonds of eternal life.
Lovely.
Yes. So it's
Yes.
her Hebrew name is Naomi Bat Aaron Meir, her father, the root, her mother. So Meir Epstein, his actual name was Aaron Meir.
El Malay Rachamim, Shochein Bamromi, Hamse Menucha Nechona, Tachat Kanfei HaShechina, Im Kirushim Utehorim, Kezohar Haraki HaMasirim, Et Nishmat Naomi Bat Aharon Meir Verut Shehalcha Le'olama Baal Harachamim Yastire HaBeseter Kanefav Le'olamim Vayitzor B'tzor HaChayim Et Nishmatam Adonai hu nachalatai, v'tanua b'shalom amishkava, v'nomar Amen. Compassionate God, eternal Spirit of the universe, grant perfect rest in your sheltering presence to Naomi's Lord, who has entered eternity. O God of mercy, let her find refuge in the shadow of your wings. Let her soul be bound up in the bond of everlasting life. God is her inheritance. May she rest in peace. And together we say, Amen. Back to the Lord's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadal shmei rabba, ve'alma divra chirute v'amli machate, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye kol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman karev v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramar v'yisosei, yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesh Leila Minkol Birchata V'Shemata Tushbachata V'Nechemata Da'amiran V'Yama V'Yimidri lost and sick at heart, we will remember her. When we have joys we yearn to share, we will remember her. So long as we live, she too shall live, for she is now a part of us, as we remember her. Thank you. Yep, and there's some stones right behind the headstone as well.
David very kindly gave us special.
You have to go? Okay. All right. You got golf, I guess. All right.
Yeah, I have a game.
I'll take one of those pages back that you don't read them.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I told you. That's okay. You can keep that. She's not collecting those. I have to get them on.
David. Thank you. All right, I'm taking care of it.
There we go.
So on the slab, I got this.
Yeah.
So, Robin, Naomi was particularly devoted to joy.
Would you like to choose one of these stones?
Every year at the end of like lunch Naomi would bake lemon meringue
That was the
pie.
best part.
It's just I've only got one this year.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
Jen.
going to say
Yeah,
It was a
something
tradition.
sweet. Then.
for her. These are for her. It's not for her.
Right.
And so she always did
Where
that.
is-
And that was just, at the end of the year, that was the special thing that we did. And lunch and learn used to be in the kitchen of the previous building.
Oh, okay.
And it was a tiny little group where you just us sitting around the kitchen table. And Chris Cronic, I remember, was there. And what's her name? We found our building.
There's a few people who claim that.
Yeah, anyway, I know who it was, but
It wasn't Sharon Rasmussen, was it?
yes, yeah. So she was in the group, and there were a number of other people. Naomi was a rock.